Okay, we're back. So I've been doing about three and a half hours of porting over here. So I just call it a day. My hand is getting pretty sore, so time to stop for today. Getting kind of didn't want to move. It's getting flexible again. Holding die grinder all day doesn't help it. So this has the intake on here for the square ovalish roval port here. So we've scribed it. We're going to cut to match up. A lot of cutting down here in the corner. And basically, where I quit cutting on the head is where the manifold is to cut. And this one's not cut like that. This one over here. It's hard to see, but see what I'm cutting here? All of this out right through here. It's going to wind up cutting this out here, which is the same thing that needs to be done on the other manifold. So, anyway, these things are cut way the hell out. So I think the lights are hurting me here on the reflection. Oh yeah, that makes a big difference. Alright, so now we have a nice opened up hole here. Then right here is where it has to be cut, bored in here. This hole needs to be cut through here, which is right where the square port needs to be squared up at. So these are all opened up really good all through here. Nice and big. Put your finger through there, no problem. Nice and equal. This one here, same. There you go. I think I actually cut this a little bit bigger than this one, so I'll come back and knock these walls out. This one here I had to grind a lot of this wall out. They did not cut it out. These two ports were bigger than these two ports. The previous porter did them. So these are bigger. So this one's cut away here. But this one here needs to be more cut. Down through here. Right here where my fingers, it needs to be cut more. Oval it out. Make it more rounded. Yeah, you can definitely feel the high spot in there. When you run your finger like that, you can feel the unevenness in it. This one's pretty round. I haven't done M8s before, so you can, yeah, this one needs a lot more cutting right here. It's a big flat spot right there. So, figuring out what to do first time. You gotta at least cut a couple ports to figure out what's going on, and then well, at least one port, and then after that you got kind of an idea what to do, what you got to work with. Each one is a little different than the other, obviously. But this one here, I got a lot of cutting to do in here. I took a lot of metal out of these heads. So that guy that did them before, the Ward guy, I cut a lot more than he did. I think he did more polishing than cutting in a lot of places. The exhaust, we did quite a bit on exhaust also, especially right through this one. Cutting right through here to get some air going through this corner. I opened that up a bunch through there. The exhaust ports are pretty well opened up also. I did them first. So they're pretty opened up in there. This one here is cut a lot deeper down right there than the other ones. This one's the highest one. You see how it's almost flush with the guide there, and this one's sunk about 3/16 lower probably. I was having a problem breaking my tool off, so I probably had one as I broke it off in here. So anyway, these are all opened up pretty good, and so I got this channel opened up to go through here to let some air through there. Where's my bit at? There it is. So coming right through here is what we're talking about. You gotta get some airflow to go through this area. It's the worst spot. And I got these both opened up pretty good through here. So that's gonna let the air get out of this valve here. If you don't do that, it won't come out of that valve very well. It's really open up on this side a ton. The problem with that is the airflow is going that way, and this one's going that way, and it's like a 90-degree interference, and things don't like that. You want to have flow going this way and this way, not this way and that way. That does not work. Henderson Excelsior had that problem. It would literally be 90-degree port this way, and then this one went straight out that way. And I used to go in there and open those things up and cut a 1/2 inch out of the wall on this side, so the port, instead of being like this, would be going this way. Made the bikes run a lot better. But anybody remembers those old pieces of crap bikes they made back in the early 2000s? But, so anyway, these are all been opened up a lot through here. So we got pretty equal flow. And so we bored the seats out a bunch. I cut at least an 1/8 inch out inside the throat, and then the whole port got opened up straight down, bigger than that. It's the seat's smaller than the port underneath, so it funnels up slightly. So I do them. So that means instead of being like this, the seat goes like this. As the air goes out, it's constantly either accelerating or decelerating air. Air does not like being stable. It wants to be moving, either bigger or smaller, not just straight down a tube. If you flow air straight down a round tube like this, it will turbulate and become very small out the other end, like the size of your finger. If you have it shaped a couple degrees, bigger or smaller, it'll flow the whole diameter. Kind of stabilize the air for some reason. Something about the boundary layers generating vortexes, so like snowballs going down a mountain, they get bigger. There you go. I still got to do the unshrouding here in the combustion chamber. We'll blend this in a little bit more. I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to work on the intake manifold. This one first. So it's just a little bit of cut in there, almost nothing there. A little bit on this one and a bunch over here. Like there's about be close to 1/16 we're cutting out that side. So what is this thing here? Sits in there like that. So now you can see all the work I did in there. It opens things up. Actually really big down in here. Ooh, fingers in there. Now me, I'd work on this manifold too. I don't know if he wants me cutting on this manifold, but I'd cut this damn edge all the way out of here. I don't know why that's in there like that, but me, I'd come here, I'd weld the piss out of it on this side, and I'd cut the whole center out of it and make that whole thing bigger. Why they pinched it down like that, I have no idea. Get the air turning sooner. You get less radius, you get bigger radius. See, right now you got a sharp edge right here. See that big ball right there? So if you start making the radius further, the radius can be like this where it flattens out instead of being like this where it's real sharp. The air is not going to follow this, it'll halfway follow that. So basically you start turning right here at the gasket surface, start making your turn, and that thing will flow a hell of a lot more air, in my opinion, but I don't know. They got some really good engineers over there, think they know what they're doing, so who knows, we'll find out. I'll probably butcher these heads so they run like crap. We'll find out. Put on a dyno, see if it makes more power. I kind of think it will, because every time I do stuff like this, it goes faster, not slower. We'll find out. I'll let you know what he says. Alright, we'll get some more to do tomorrow on this. Probably another 2-3 more hours of work on these heads. Got a lot of hours in these heads already. I think I'm up to about 30 hours of work now, so yeah, not much. Oh well, that's it for now.